So we've covered the first three knots, which are symbolically embedded into the 27 times table, 54 times table and the 81 times table. But there was one other number, which was the 63 times table, which also didn't fit into the celestial cycle of 360 degrees. So first question is when does 63 fit into a cycle of 360 degrees? And that we find is after 7 full cycles. 7 full cycles, so 7 times 360 equals 2,520. So naturally, we've already said that the 81 fits into the cycle after 9 full cycles, 9 times 360, which equals 3,240. So my initial reflex when I was looking into this was that once we got through 9 full cycles, 3,240 degrees, then we were in a situation where all the numbers that make up 9, from 9, 18, 27, 36, of the double figures that break up or make up the number 9, they were all fitting into the 360 cycle after 9 cycles. And what does that mean to me in terms of sort of practice? What we're talking about there is talking about that we're resonating, that we're vibrating, that the frequency that we have at that point is unified. All the various aspects of our spiritual, energetic body, emotional body, mind are all vibrating together. I mean, this is, there's a sense that what we have to remember here is, let's get rid of that. What we have to remember here is that we're talking about these numbers 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. I'll throw in 90 at the bottom. I don't know whether we need it there or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all there. We're talking about all these numbers and they're all representing different things. Energetic body, physical body, ego, mind, observer consciousness, universal consciousness, universal energy, heart energy, emotional bodies, heart energy, love, vibration of love, emotional body, and the awakened state is that these guys, they need to all be in, they're all part of it. The awakened state is not that we transcend ego mind, but the point that ego mind and observer consciousness are in balance. When we look at the pairs, 27, 72, 36 and 63, these two together, and 81 and 18 together, and we add them up, 81 plus 18 is 99, 36 plus 63 is 99, 72 and 27 is 99, and yeah, those two together are 99 as well. So, and this is what we're talking about. We're talking about a fusion state where the energetic body and the physical body are one, are fused, where the ego mind and the observer consciousness are both in balance, in harmony. The emotional body and the energy of love are also harmoniously balanced. And this is that would be the concept of everything fitting into the celestial 360 degrees. So I assume that would be the case after 9 full cycles. 3,240 degrees. However, when I checked it out, it is true that all the numbers, all that list of numbers do evenly divide into this number, except for 63. 63 does not divide equally into so 63 does not divide equally into 3,240. 1 second. Right. So divided by 63, which equals 51.42857 reoccurring. So the next question for me became, when was the point when all the numbers, including 63, actually fitted into a 360 degree pattern? And that number came at 360 times 63, which equals 22,680 degrees. So that's the number when everything resonates for the first time in at the same vibration, the same frequency. So just to arrive at that state, I mean, so this is the great heart knot, and what we see initially there is, okay, pretty much everything resonates after just 9 full cycles, except for the 63. But to get everything in together, we need to do 63 full cycles. So there's still a lot of work to do once we've managed to get through all those cycles. However, the thing that's interesting is that 63 still does go into a cycle of 360 after just 7 cycles. So before we get to that number here, because as we're moving down through the system, we still have to pass through the heart, which usually does have a very sensitive area where there are blockages, but we still need to open through the heart to be able to complete that full energetic rebirth. Teeny bit more about that is just that, you know, we've talked about, for example, the energetic body and the physical body resonating together. And so this is a sense of the knot, is because we're not used to experiencing the subtler energetic celestial aspects. And so, when we do feel that, when those do start to fuse together and come into a harmony or a mutual vibrancy, a harmonic of each other, and that's the person, because we're not habituated to that, then that's the moments when we can blimp out and we can run to distraction or other things to not have to deal with actually experiencing what it is experientially like to actually really incorporate our energetic body, open-heartedness, and also to have that balance of mind where we're aware and present to the thinking process. So ego mind is there, but there's also the awareness that holds that space as well. So to get to that point where we're able to experience the initial rebirth, I mean, the heart does need to open, does need to fit into the 360 cycle. There needs to be at least that moment of synchronicity there. But it's not until the 63rd cycle until the heart knot gets opened. We can just run through, because I mean the 63 times table is also a little bit different. 37 times 63 is 2,331. So we're not on the 9s anymore here as the lock. You see, we're on 3s, 3, 3 and 3. And then why is that there? Oh yeah. This is 37 times 63, which equals 2,331. 40 times that, we've already got it up here, 520, or that's 40 times 63. And 36, which gives us the key for this as well, is 2,268. It is that, yeah. Which obviously is a tenth of this number, the full number where 63 comes into the sequence. So this is the key. For me, these are coming together to give us the 468, which is also a significant number in the teaching. 4 heart, 6 palate, 8 bindu chakra. So they're the points to work on to open the heart when we're working through the heart. And ultimately, it's also what needs to be worked on to open the great heart knot, as it's called in yoga. So there's then also an inference that once we break the heart knot, then that's it. We're fully awakened beings, fully awakened Buddhas. I would rubber stamp that to some degree, to the point that maybe in that space when that knot opens, everything is synchronized in that way and we are really fully awake in that moment. However, for me personally as a practitioner, I've never experienced this experience as being a non-backsliding experience, i.e. it's not that it happens and boom, you're awake. It happens and we experience that, but then the veils of delusion, the emotions and the thoughts and all that are there still. Interesting statistic is this times 2. I write this in the book, I think. So it's 45,360. So again, adding these up together, it gives us the 936, which is a number that may symbolize the awakened state. So it kind of suggests that as a minimum we have to open this up twice, which is a lot of cycles compared to just doing a simple rebirth. And it is, perhaps we need to do it twice through a sequence before we can become a Buddha. At least maybe we have to be able to run through this cycle a couple of times in a way that the ego mind and distraction doesn't become part of the process. So we need to be able to run through that in a very pure and complete way. We can come into really present states. We can experience rebirthing if we're able to practice this consistently without ego mind interruptions, without distraction, without drowsiness. Then the heart will open as well. And we've got a lot of stored impressions and stored residues of experiences that we've been building since conception to right now. And all of that needs to be filtered through in some way or understood to the point where it no longer draws us out of this balance, this inner harmony, this fusion between the different elements of energetic body, physical body, emotional body, etc., etc. And what we can find out through this is we can have rebirth where we come into this space of alignment, but the great heart knot must be open, because it's only through that space that we can sustain this level of being in the world, clear, lucid, awake. And in terms of the Buddhist teachings, the Buddha talks about the Brahma Viharas. This is the abode of the Brahmas. Let's get rid of all these numbers for a moment. We're done on numbers for now. So the Brahma Viharas. So this is the abode of the gods, if you like. And the Brahma Viharas in Buddhism, what are they? There's 4 qualities to the Brahma Viharas. Equanimity, loving kindness, compassion, and altruistic joy of others. I was never going to be a teacher, huh? So the Brahma Viharas: equanimity, loving kindness, compassion, and altruistic joy of others. And if we can embody these 4 elements, the Buddha doesn't teach the Brahma Viharas as a way of entering into the awakened state of becoming an arahant, because we need to go through that rebirthing. But once we are able to move through the stages of rebirth, then this is what can keep us there, can keep us in those states. We need to be able to cultivate equanimity. We need to be able to cultivate loving kindness, compassion, and altruistic joy of others. And from this space, what could rock us? What could take us out from that space of inner harmony, inner balance? As we cultivate these qualities, these are the things that run countercurrent to the egoic mind, in fact. And through developing these qualities here, it expands our capacity, first of all, to dissolve the heart knot and have that heart knot dissolved on a more and more permanent basis, potentially. And it means that there's nothing that can really shake the stability of that awakening that we experience, because if we have the opposites of these, if we have hatred and imbalance and jealousy and all those other qualities that are the opposite of these, then that is just food energy for the egoic mind, which will keep knocking us off and out of this space of balance and harmony. So that's the great heart knot, and this is where it needs to take us to, the Brahma Viharas, and then we reside with the gods. Thanks for watching.